That strap though. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm doing an unboxing and first reaction of a guitar sent to me by Glarry. I'm not 100% sure what's in the box, so why don't you come with me to the workshop and we'll have a quick looky. Et voila! A one Glarry box. Now this arrived to me in this box, which I was quite surprised about. It wasn't in any other packaging, just this. So I hope it's alright in there. I mean, as a lot of you probably know, when Harley Benton or most guitar manufacturers send out their guitars, they come in a box like this, inside another box, usually with bubble wrap and all sorts of things, but it just came in this. So let's hope it's not damaged in any way. I mean, the box is torn. It's just got sellotape around it. And it does have like a smack. It's been smacked there and smacked there. So anyway, let's get it open and have a look. Okay, here it comes. Not very hard to get into at all, to be honest. We'll see. I know it's a strap. That's all I know. I don't know what colour it is or anything like that. So there we go. So we've got a gig bag. A very flimsy gig bag, but a gig bag all the same. Zips on it and stuff. It's not padded, so it's more like a dust cover, rain cover, whatever you want to call it. Guitar is inside. Let's have a look. We've got a strap. We'll take a closer look at those in a minute. Lead. You've got your Allen wrenches, trem bar, whammy bar, whatever in there. That's cool. So let's just get this out of here. It doesn't feel like it's broken or anything. It's a black strap. And there we are. Alright, so here it is. Uno black strap, obviously not in tune, but you don't expect it to be, do you? So let's just have a quick look at this, just a once over before we take it in the studio. It doesn't seem to be damaged in any way, which is a good thing. Surprises me that they package it like that. But so it is a basswood body, it's a maple neck, and it is a rosewood fretboard. It does have a couple of dings here and there on the neck. There's a ding at the top. It's covered in dust, but you'd expect that. Otherwise, it's looking pretty decent. Oh, there's a ding here on the fretboard as well. So anyway, so first impressions out of the box, it looks pretty nice. Their packaging sucks. Well, here's the story. Basically, Glarry contacted me a little while ago, actually, asking if I would like to review a guitar for them, and of course I said yes, no problem, send one over. Then obviously the C virus and everything, so there's been a bit of a delay on it, but they emailed me 2 days ago and said, we want to send you a guitar, what do you want? I said, send me what you want me to review. I said my viewers, they like electrics and acoustics, whatever, and they've sent me this. So that's the story. So we're going to give it a good going over. This guitar retails at £65. All links will be in the description as per normal. This video is the unboxing and my first impressions of the guitar. There will be a second video where I will do an in-depth review on it, and I will do some work to it as well if it needs it, to get it playing at its absolute best for me. Right, so here it is. I haven't plugged it in yet at all. You're doing this all with me. So this is, you're experiencing it as I'm experiencing it, so to speak. So this is the guitar. It's a very nice gloss black finish, chrome hardware, the usual setup for a strap, rosewood fretboard, which looks quite nice actually, and a maple neck, and there's the logo. We'll come back to that. Standard tuners is the sort of thing you would find on any guitar at this level of things. It's got like a satin finish. There is a kind of a finish on it, but it's very satiny, like the Harley Benton kit guitars and some of the cheaper end guitars. But I quite like that, actually. I prefer that to a gloss neck. And the wood is quite nice. It's obviously lower grade maple, probably. Basswood body. The fit and finish looks pretty nice. It all fits. Everything fits really snugly. Scratch plates all in line. The strings are perfectly over each pole piece. So at first glance, not bad. Okay, just checking out the fret ends. They are a little bit, I wouldn't say they were sharp, but you know they're there. But that's an easy thing to do, to sort out, so I'm not too worried about it. We've got to remind ourselves this guitar is £65.99. I think it was £65.99 delivered. So, you know, we are being picky. But that's an easy thing to sort out. The frets themselves are quite thin, but they're polished. There's no scratchiness on the frets at all, which surprises me. The rosewood itself doesn't look that dry either. Usually guitars like this come in, the wood's really dry, the fretboards are really dry, but this isn't at all. The blade switch is very definite. It's clunk, 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 and quite loud. But actually, I quite like that. It's almost like turning on a light switch. Click, click, click. But for me, I like that. I don't like it when the switches are loose and you struggle to feel where you are. So that's quite a good thing, I think. Some people might not agree. Knobs feel smooth. Obviously it's scratchy because it's got the plastic protection on the scratch plate under there. Standard tremolo system that you will see on any guitar like this. And it looks like they might have intonated it, but we'll check that in a minute. Standard jack socket. Strap buttons are standard stuff that you normally get, no problem. Neck plate with the plastic gasket, which I often take out, and then your standard back plate. We'll whip that off and have a look inside, shall we? So there you are. You've got your standard 3 springs. Trem block or vibrato block, whatever you want to call it, is very, very thin. Again, £65 guitar. And that brings us on to other parts of the guitar. You can see here, it's not quite round, and you can actually feel that with your finger. And I'm being picky right now. So right over here is good. We flip it over. You can see it's not quite round there, so there was an issue there with the routing or the cutting out of the guitar. Has the comfort carving, which looks nice. I mean, seriously, other than that and that little bit of routing there, which doesn't really matter, I can't really find much, if anything else. It's a gorgeous finish. It's a bit lumpy there, like a little indentation there, again with the machines like kind of slipped in maybe there. I mean, I'm being picky. I am being picky for a £65 guitar. It looks pretty good, to be fair. Going up the neck. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up at all, but there is a couple of little dings, but I think it may have been done in transit. I'm not sure. As you can see that, there's a ding there on the top of the headstock, which could have been done in transit. On the 12th fret there's a scar, which again could have been done in transit. So my advice really to Glarry at this point is take a bit more care with your packaging. Even if you put on an extra £5 or something to cover it, I don't think people would mind. Alrighty, brings us on to the tuners. They're not quite straight, I think, but I think that's just a case of just lining them up a little bit. There is a little bit of wiggle room on some of them, so you could just wiggle them and get them a bit straighter, loosen off the nut there and just wiggle them a little bit. That'd be fine, I think. String trees are just the normal thing you'd see. The logo, I don't like it. If I was going to keep this guitar for myself, that would be the first thing I would do, would be to sand that logo off. It looks like a child done it. I'm sorry Glarry, but I think you need to look at that. Headstock shape, fine. It's not, you know, it's not in breach of any copyright with Fender, of course, so I'm not worried about that. But that logo, I don't like. There's no serial numbers on it. There's nothing else on it, and it being a satin finish, it would be easy just to remove that. Anyway, all right. So before I plug it in and do a sound test, let's just look in the goodies that come with it. Again, £65. Obviously, it has to come with that. That's the whammy bar. Comes with a shitty lead. Got loads of these shitty leads now. Shitty lead. Probably won't use that for anything much. And then you get your Allen wrenches in here. So you've got one for your truss rod and one for your saddles. And a plectrum. Just a plain white plastic plectrum. Cool. And in the other packet is a strap. Here. Very, very, very cheap strap. Probably not much good for gigging with, although for practicing with, yeah, fine. It's very, very thin. Not leather. Very, very thin strap, but probably functional for, you know, playing in your bedroom or going to a guitar class or something like that. Okay, I haven't tuned it yet. It's straight out the box, so let's tune it up and we'll plug it in and give it a whirl, shall we? Alright, so I spent about 10 minutes tuning it up, stretching the strings in. The strings are really, really stretchy, and it's left black marks on me from stretching them in, but that's okay. They're not very good strings. Actually, at this price point, I'm surprised it's even got strings. Anyway, everything works fine. So this is on the neck. Volume pot works really well. However, the tone pot you kind of get like 3 different tones. It's not a smooth, you know, it's sort of either muddy and then less muddy and then all the way. So, out of the box, it's not bad. Plugged it straight in, haven't done anything to it, haven't touched it apart from tune it. You get all the Strat tones that you'd expect. The pickups don't sound too bad. They're quite low output, probably ceramic, which is fine. They could do with some adjustment anyway, and the action is a little higher than I would have it. I don't know if you could see, but that's easy done. It is pretty much at the top of the adjustment on the saddles anyway, so in the next video after I've done a setup I'll have a better idea of that, but out the box it is playable, and that is the point. Also, I just went through the tuning and the intonation and it is pretty bang on. I don't know whether that's a fluke or whether they have actually took the time to intonate the guitar before it left the factory. If they have, then that's a good touch. Bearing in mind this is aimed at the student and beginner player who probably wouldn't have an idea of how to set up a guitar. So to them making sure that it's playable and in tune and intonated from the go is a really cool thing. Also, the neck seems pretty good. The truss rod adjustment looks about where I would have it, so that's pretty nice. The nut itself is pretty bang on as well, and it looks pretty well cut. It is a plastic nut, obviously, but it's a pretty good job, I must say. Sometimes what you get on these cheaper necks is the strings, when they pass through the nut down to the tuners, they wear grooves into the top part of the fretboard here, which this part of the wood behind the nut. These don't. There is actually quite a couple of mil clearance, which is also good. Alright, Strats are known for having whammy bar or tremolo issues, so it's a basic screw-in arm. It's very high. It's right up there. So I'm just going to test this out and see how it holds itself in tune. Surprisingly, not too bad. The trem is flush to the body, so it's not floating, but it's not too hard to push down either. So they haven't screwed it all the way in, but it's enough for it to be flush to the body, which is the way I like them. And I don't hear any binding up this end. Usually you hear like a cling cling. Not too bad. I reckon with a setup I could get that working sweet. So far, for $65.99 delivered to your door with the accessories you get, I am a little bit impressed. But does it rock? yeah, so $65.99 delivered to the door with a carry bag, strap, plectrum, lead. Plays out of the box pretty good. Looks pretty good. Some minor flaws, but nothing too drastic. For me, it's a winner, chicken dinner. Let's just talk about what this actually is. This guitar is actually marketed, I feel, at beginner players. People that are starting up guitar lessons, maybe having guitar lessons at school or private lessons and stuff like that. And this is a great starter entry-level guitar for them because it comes with the bag and it comes with the lead. It's all ready to go. It's intonated out of the box. Action's a little high, but you know, that's all preference anyway. And there's plenty of tutorial videos online on how to sort that out anyway. So I think being marketed at that kind of person who's a beginner, they can just get this and they're ready to go. Plug into an amp, off they go. I think is marvellous. Would I gig it? Probably. After I've tinkered with it a little bit and twinkered with it. I just got to keep reminding myself that it's $65.99. So to sum up, the pickups are a little weak, but then they're quite far away from the strings, so after a setup and everything, I reckon they'll be a lot better. The tuners are inconsistent. One tuner might be a bit stiff, the other one's a bit loose. It does go in tune, and it holds its tune surprisingly well, considering it is cheap tuners and plastic nut and all that kind of thing. It's not too bad. I could probably improve it a little bit more as well, without changing any of the stock parts. Overall, I think for $65.99, I'm going to keep saying it, it's a really, really great starter entry-level guitar, for sure. First impressions are, yeah. Okay, so I hope you like this kind of video. I have been as honest as I possibly can with it. This was sent to me by Glarry to review, and I said I would be as honest as I can, and, you know, my opinion is it's a great guitar so far. It's a great guitar so far. That rhymes, right? Anyway, so there's only one thing left to say. Actually, there's two things left to say, and that is 1, subscribe to the channel, and 2, peace. Till next time. Cue the jingle. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you like my YouTube show, hit like and comment and get involved. If you dig my vibe, then hit subscribe. Never miss an episode of my YouTube show. Peace. Till next time.